Hello YouTube friends, in today's video we are going to see how to revive the tickets that ATMs dispense and that after some time that we have saved them, they begin to lose sharpness and you can no longer see what is printed. In this video we are going to see how we can revive it and make it fully readable. By way of introduction, I will tell you that this type of ticket has a kind of thermosensitive ink that when we increase the temperature, either by friction or by some heat ray, these tickets begin to mark. This is not because the finger is dirty, because if I pass it slowly it doesn't score, but if I pass it fast it does. This is how these types of tickets work that have thermosensitive ink and only need heat to activate. That's why the machines release a beam of heat, a beam of light. I don't really know how it works, but it's with heat, and they manage to print what they want. With the passage of time, this becomes dull, until it tends to disappear, as you can see here. These are some installments of the car that I bought. They are from 4 or 5 years ago, but if you see, it is already totally illegible. You can see it here, you can no longer see anything of what it said on the paper. This is very useful in case sometimes when we have a dispute, something that we have paid, some judicial problem and we have to resort to the old payments that have already been made, but it turns out that we have them completely and it is not seen anymore. It is blank the paper and it may not be useful to us, and getting them in the bank is practically impossible sometimes to ask for something from 4 or 5 years ago. So now let's see how we can perfectly revive it. To do this, we are simply going to take an iron, that one for ironing clothes, to provide it with the necessary heat. Now we are going to connect the iron but at a very low temperature. We should not exceed 80 degrees on the surface. At the moment we are at 90. We are not passing a little, but with this it will work perfectly. And we will see what happens when we now pass the iron. There you have it, the letters in black and white. There you can perfectly see that what was previously dark, which were the letters that had become a little darker so that they could be read, over time they were erased, and now, as everything remains dark, the rest where the ink had not been printed is now printed. Let's say, the rest is dark as it was used before. The ink is clear. As you can see, the paper is totally eligible, but sometimes you have to be careful with the temperature of the iron, because if they put it at higher temperatures, it will be too black, as could be this one that I did in a test and it was too dark. So we are going over there, we have to give it the fairly fair temperature. But there is also another way that is more practical and that can be done without the risk of losing the paper. In this case we are going to take the ticket that we are going to print and we are going to fix it on the table so that it does not smell. And with a hairdryer or a heat gun, like in this case, we are going to give it a temperature so that it gets hot and begins to become remarkably good. For obvious reasons I am covering the card number here, but you can see that it was printed perfectly. I'm missing a little bit in that part. Ready. The name of the bank is perfectly noticeable until now. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel, like and share these videos that are always useful to someone. Well friends, I hope that this tip will be useful to you one day. I hope so, if it is not another curiosity that you have known. Friends, it will be until we see each other.